Hello everyone, welcome to my video. So this is part 2 of that video where I walked through that Dick's Sporting Goods that was still Babies R Us inside. Well, now I'm going to show you what the Babies R Us looked like when it was still open as Babies R Us. And I'm also going to show you not just that Babies R Us, but another one and 2 Toys R Us's when they were closing. I wish I had video. Unfortunately, this video is just pictures of me showing you them and talking over them and explaining some of the stuff I saw. It's hundreds of pictures though, and I totally understand if you guys don't want to watch it because it's like not a video, but hopefully you guys still enjoy. Let me know down in the comments your favorite memories of Toys R Us, and let's get this video started. All right, everybody, this is a little bit of an unfortunate format, but this is how we're going to do it. The date right here is May 18th, 2018, so they should have been starting to wind down at this point, but they weren't. They were still pretty loaded with stuff. Their sales ended June 30th, which we're going to get to before you know it. So you'll notice that restrooms and mother's room sign from my Dick's Sporting Goods video. They took down the mother's room for the Dick's Sporting Goods. Yeah, they just still had a lot of stuff at this point. Bedding, 50% off. I thought those taco sheets were fun, so I took a picture. More bedding. One thing to note was that they had their own brands and they had some dated stuff that was there. We're going to find stuff as old as the year 2000 in this video, which is pretty cool. And again, some pretty dated looking signs like the cups, bibs. Okay, so now we're at the Toys R Us, and this is also May 18th, and this was in Manchester, Connecticut, and that Babies R Us was in Manchester, Connecticut. A lot of stuff was 30% off at this point, and they still had the Easter signs up. This I thought was really cool. I got excited over the Yu-Gi-Oh sign there. Unfortunately, they had no cards for sale at this point. Yeah, a lot of decent like water guns for 30% off. Yeah, it just really did not have the Toys R Us vibe to it that I wanted it to have. So that was disappointing. Legos were wiped out very quickly in the beginning, and when we get to the earlier part of this, you'll see that they were only like 5% off. There was not a lot of sales on the Legos, but dolls at this point were 50% off. Other types of construction toys were 40 there. But yeah, it just did not have the feel of the 90s Toys R Us as much as I wanted it to. Playmobil. There's going to be a cool Pokemon sign that you guys are going to see. I don't know why I took that picture. Yeah, so some stuff, they even had the spider locks on them. I think you'd have a tough time just walking out with that, but yeah, so signs everywhere. They were selling fixtures at that point. A lot of dolls and Lego spaces. I'm assuming that's not what was on that table initially. Yep, so this is the corridor that goes to the bathroom. Some giraffes. There's that Pokemon sign. Yeah, so I think this was Sun and Moon era here. Maybe. I see XY. But, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's Sun and Moon. Regigigas, I think, is Sun and Moon. But I wanted that poster. I did not get that poster, though. So they also had kind of like more of a toddler section at Toys R Us. And you're going to see an intersection between the Babies R Us and Toys R Us as we progress through the sales. Yeah, this is a nice shot here. You're seeing the preschool toys. Yeah, that was, this is where they kept the baby stuff, was that wooden floor there. I love how they have the bunk beds up there and everything. But yeah, you're going to see some weird stuff as we keep going. Kids' furniture was here, and they put all the Toys R Us's, they wound up putting these signs in as they were closing, as they had space. Some of them put them at the door, and I think I took too many pictures of that. Yeah, they had some bizarre bedding. I wanted to mention this. They had like just kind of generic stuff that Toys R Us wasn't selling. I'm not sure why it was there because they weren't selling that before. Again, more pictures of that. What was I doing? Yeah, they had like car seats at Toys R Us. They had some Babies R Us stuff here, which I think they did sell anyways. Diapers were sold out very quickly at 30% off, but they were marking things up to mark them down. So this was me checking the price of some of the diapers they had left, and you'll notice that the sale sign is sale ends 6/30/18, which was when they had to stop selling everything that was the end of their liquidation. Most of them did shutter like the week before. Yeah, I'll just see just boxes and boxes. They're just taking everything out they can to get it on the floor. Yep, that's the same area there. They had a lot of these ride-on cars. You're going to see a lot more of those at different dates. This is still, I think, May 18th. Yeah, boomerangs. I can't remember what those were exactly. They had some cool, like, play toys. But just everything was just kind of like a mess, right? So you just have stuff in boxes just anywhere they can put it. And towards the end, they started to care even less. Oops, my bad. So a lot of things were made specifically for Toys R Us, right? So you're going to notice like some of the labels, like even things from the year 2000 that I noticed that they brought out. Okay, so here we're at the video game section. They had a lot of nice Pokemon toys at a decent discount there. But again, they mark things up to mark them down. This is a great shot. You got those Marios there. But yeah, if I was doing a lot of price checking and finding that even the stuff they had marked down at 50% off, you get it cheaper at Target. They had no real video games towards the end, and a lot of stuff that was left, you wouldn't want to buy it. Those Glaceons were very cute. But yeah, they had no Nintendo Switch games. They had accessories left. They had a lot of no-name tablets and accessories there. Oh, you got that little Espeon. I think I got a better picture of that Espeon. I did get a better picture of that. Yeah, those were cool, and they were Toys R Us exclusives. And then you had a lot of other cool toys. 2017 Ring. Yeah, they labeled things a little odd. Pokemon Z-Rings. So those Z-Rings I actually found at thrift stores. Even last year I've been finding them. Just didn't really hold the test of time there. Love the plastic figures, though. Always want to get those. We have more Pokemon goodness. Now, if I remember, I didn't really buy anything. I bought, I think, a 20th anniversary thing. Oh, that one's cool, that 20th anniversary Pikachu. I wish I bought that one. That one was pretty cool. We had Fire Mario. More Pokemon there. I don't know why there's two of those. They had these Jeffries, and that Jeffrey just kind of bothered me because he wasn't really the 90s Jeffrey. So now we're going to get to this later in the video. Those signs are worth a lot of money apparently on eBay, or at least they're listed for a lot of money. I don't know if people are actually buying them. Those are two separate things. Some various baby toys. Okay, so the date has changed now. So let's see the date. April 7th. So this was the beginning. Yeah, 5% off the original price. Legos don't really need to be marked down. As you guys know, they sell quite well at full retail. So this is the West Hartford Babies R Us. So this is a more modern Babies R Us. They were renovated. They didn't have the 90s look of that Manchester one. And yeah, you'll just see a lot of signs everywhere, a lot of people trying to buy stuff, but they're not really getting deals, which is unfortunate. But this was really, really in the beginning. Now, this I found interesting. So let me check the date on this one. June 10th. Okay, so this was June 10th, and I think it was at Toys R Us, and they had 2-decade-old baby toys that they were bringing out. The dates on these were, 2000, 99 kind of thing. This is one that I grabbed. So the year 2000, and you have to wonder if things like this even work. So Love and Care, which was renamed to, I think, Nubby. Looks like I really need to get my nails done there, so sorry about that. But you would notice that they tagged and tagged again these things. Anything that said OG on it was a new tag, so they decided what to charge at that point for these very dated things that they were pulling out of a warehouse. And I wish I bought some of this stuff. It was really cool. to see stuff that's that old. It didn't resonate with me because I'm a bit older. You know, I was more into the 80s baby stuff, I feel like, because I was born in 91. So yeah, this was the bathroom area of that West Hartford Toys R Us. This store was in a little bit of a rough shape towards the end. So this is June 10th. And yeah, they started like blocking off aisles. You'll see some tape over there. And just boxes everywhere. They were just selling all sorts of random things too, not stuff that Toys R Us actually sold. Yeah, so they blocked off this whole area. Not sure why. They probably could have made less stuff on the floors if they put a little more effort into that. But I thought that was weird. And this is where they had like their bike section initially. Pretty cool stuff. This was the Lego section all roped off. I thought that Ninjago display was kind of cool. And yeah, the Build-A-Coaster. And again, these were things that were not well priced. Yeah, they really went out of their way to inflate the prices before marking them back down. And as you can see, you know, it was a little hard to walk. You know, they just had these big boxes everywhere. Again, roped off. That was that same Lego display. Sorry that this is also jumbled. I'm just really digging them out of iCloud. Not sure what that stuff was. But again, they roped off an aisle with that. This picture really shows you how rough the building was. They did a lot of renovations to it and made it into a gym afterwards. But yeah, this area was rough. You can kind of see how the ceiling's not looking too good there. It was funny. The West Hartford Babies R Us was in better shape, but the Toys R Us was in worse shape. Yeah, so that's how they rebranded to Nubby. So that was the Love and Care brand before. And this was this one might have been the Babies R Us in West Hartford. Yeah, this was the Babies R Us in West Hartford. Sorry that transition was not super clear, but I made a point to, if I went to the West Hartford Toys R Us, I made a point to go to the Babies R Us as well. And again, really a lot of empty shelves at this point because this was June 10th. Yep, here's where they had more of that really dated stuff. This one's 2006, though. Love and Care 2006, and this is where they had their Jeffries... Come and snap a selfie with Jeffrey. Yeah, some of you guys remember they sold gift bags. A lot of people go there to buy gifts for, you know, new nieces and nephews and other family members. So they had the Toys R Us register there and a Babies R Us learning center. So, like, I think they teach you how to use car seats and stuff. So this is a picture from the internet. This isn't one I found. Kids R Us next to a Toys R Us. But it's funny how that Toys R Us stayed open and that Kids R Us, I can't remember quite when they shuttered them, but there's a Toys R Us Kids R Us combo that is shuttered. I like the exterior of this one, though. I thought that was pretty fun. But this is the 90s exterior that I know. So, like, this looks like the one I went to as a kid. You'll notice that, like, brick kind of red, blue, green, yellow kind of thing. Oh, that one's super creepy from wherever I found online. This was another one that they posted. And then I was looking at some old flyers, and you got to love these prices. Are you kidding? I don't know what that was. The old video game display where you would take your ticket and then bring it to the register, and they would get it for you. I think you guys remember that. Some old flyers. Sega Saturn. It's funny, I remember buying a Sega 32X game for 99 cents, and I opened it and then realized I couldn't play it. I was like, so sad when I got home. I was like, I want this one. It's so cheap. I want that one too. Pilot Wings for $60 wasn't the best game, in my opinion, but Genesis. So this was probably when the N64 was first coming out. PlayStation. I had that PlayStation growing up. I enjoyed a lot of the fun games like Crash Bandicoot. Now, this is the exterior on June 11th of the Toys R Us in Manchester. Now, this is definitely towards the end, so they had moved some of those signs towards the front. They were really marking these things down, these big... I wonder what they did with all those, because they couldn't have they couldn't have unloaded all of them. So Skylanders were on a big sale. I think they got down to 10 cents or 25 cents towards the end. But you'll notice like 95% off, now 97% off. They could not get rid of those. And you'll just see shelves and shelves of them at one point in this video. Yeah, this one was a little sad looking. This picture, you know, that felt a little more Toys R Us to me right there. You'll just see that ceiling, though. Yeah, it had seen better days for sure. This was, you know, just like some summer toys, I guess. They still had some summer stuff they were bringing out of the back. More of that same area. I wanted to buy this Power Rangers. I definitely wanted that. I did not buy it. I was a little broke at the time when Toys R Us was going out, and probably a good thing because I probably would have bought some stupid stuff. I did buy that Lucky Pop figure because I thought that was cool. I don't have too many Pop figures, but I've been buying more lately. Like, there's more that I think are pretty awesome. So this is the video game section, and you'll notice those cases, I think, are empty except for, like, a Duck Dynasty. Unfortunately, there was a bunch of tablets, and you'll notice to the left those Skylanders. And then, yeah, those cool displays up there that I totally wanted, that Pikachu, Mario, Link. Yeah, they had a lot of drones and speakers and karaoke kind of things. Singing machine. They're having a great time. Yeah, just another shot of that door and that register there. I think I get a little bit better shot. Yeah, there we go. So this is Toys R Us, and they had some breastfeeding stuff at the register that was open. Sorry, I'm probably driving you nuts. That register, trying to see that. Emptying our warehouses, restocking daily with new merchandise. Yeah, they had some weird stuff that was coming out. I wish I got more of the weird stuff, and I obviously wish I took some videos. But yeah, I was not impressed by most of the stuff they were selling. There's the Skylanders. You can see they just had so many of these. And a lot of them went up at thrift stores and resellers and flea markets, but they were infinite. People clearly did not like the Skylanders. I didn't buy any. I was like, I don't know what that is, and I don't think I care. Just shelves and shelves full. Yeah, that was the one video game left, Duck Dynasty. That was like the only one there. I don't know. Nobody was biting on that one. Yeah, a lot of drone kind of things. I'm not an expert on that stuff. Then you got over here, and this, I'm sure a lot of you guys know what Claire's is in the malls. I guess some Toys R Us had like a Claire's subsection where they sold some Claire's things, which, you know, cool. I actually see that at like CVS nowadays. Again, they had just entire sections roped off. I wish I just kind of went back there and went exploring. But I tried to get pictures without, you know, being too intrusive. And again, the date is June 11th. Just want to double check. And they had baby stuff just all over the Toys R Us, like just random strollers, as you can see. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Bunk beds just sitting places. So this one, they had the giant ride-on things where the bikes would be. So I think that's a better use of that space. Now, this one is June 11th at the Babies R Us. And they had just infinite strollers. Car seats. I love that car seat sign. Like, oh, this was eBay. So I think this might be the end of it. So that was June 11th. Yeah, I think that might have been my last trip because I think I tried to go before June 30th and they were closed. I wanted to buy that on eBay. So I was taking pictures of it. I did wind up getting a Furby, but not a Toys R Us edition. I was looking at stuff like that. I thought that was cool, whatever that was. I took a screenshot. Oh, that Jeffrey. I was like, that's the Jeffrey I know. I definitely wasn't spending $50 on that. Or a lot of the stuff. Oh, I was like, I wanted that bottle because I was looking up Love and Care, and I'm like, how old was that? Oh, do we have more? June 15th? Maybe I did go back. This one is West Hartford for sure. Okay, so this was my last trip. They had a lot of random clothing, like everywhere. Just in bins, like socks. Like I bought a bunch of socks because I was like, yeah, I can use those. So yeah, you'll just see that modern Jeffrey that I'm not fond of. You'll see some baby heads over there. Yeah, the toys that were left at this point were just junk. So much stuff roped off. Yeah, really just a sad sight. Yeah, I can't believe that I didn't do better pictures and more video. It's killing me, but I figured, even in this state, it'd be fun to share this with you guys. But yeah, this is sad. It was just so sad to witness, and that's why I was taking just so many pictures, because like I said, I didn't do YouTube in 2018. I wish I did. I would have loved to have filmed this, but I was just taking pictures for myself. I was like, I'll upload them on Reddit, and then nobody likes things on Reddit, so you know how that went. Fixtures for sale, as you can see. Things were dirty, things were worn. I was mad at the stuff they were selling, like Punicorns, like that's so dumb. A mac and cheese notebook. Look at this thing. Terrible. The things kids play with these days. I was just amazed at the prices, but I don't even know if they're worth it. Sweet Tears Baby. I was losing my mind over this. I was like, she cries tears. I'm like, who wants to play with that? Oh, I thought that was cool. I actually bought that, and I still have it. I love stuff like that. Powerpuff Girls, I thought that was a nice throwback. Zuzu Pets, also a throwback. I remember these when I was a kid. Though I think I might have been an older kid. Oh, these Jeffrey notes. I used to have these. And I did not want to spend that. Look at that old receipt. Do you guys remember those? I totally remember those. Even though I was using my baby money. Oh, I guess. Oh, yeah. So this is that sign that I took the picture of. But yeah, people were trying to get some crazy money for those. More of that Jeffrey money. A great bag. And, oh, it's a Japan. Yeah, I guess they have Toys R Us in Japan. Or they did. And then the Philippines and stuff. I was like, those bags are cool. I didn't buy any of this stuff on eBay. I was just like screenshotting it because I'm like, that's so great. I would have loved that McDonald's toy. The old ads, which I do love buying the old magazines. I'm probably going to buy more of those and go over those with you guys. Yeah, I loved going to Toys R Us and getting video games. And I love that big book. I love the Sears catalogs. As you guys know, that was my thing. Yeah, so I was just looking at vintage Toys R Us stuff on eBay, but yeah, I didn't buy any of it, thankfully, or not thankfully. I bet it's even cheaper now if it's still up. But I did enjoy browsing for it. Oh, I thought that was so rad. I totally wanted that. Yeah, so it's like, even going to Toys R Us at this point, it was not the Toys R Us I wanted. It was pretty disappointing, I'm sorry to say. And if they bring it back, it's still not going to be the same store. The one in Macy's was terrible. I went to it this year, and it was bad. I filmed it, but the video was bad, so I didn't put it out. If I can clean it up somehow, maybe I will. That's so cute. I want it so much. There's something really cool that I'm going to scroll to here in a minute. Oh, that was me trying to, edit the pictures so they look weird. I'm just going to skip through that. And I went back there and they sold out before I could get in there, so I couldn't get to that Babies R Us. I was trying to see what that said, but I couldn't. Yeah, that's what it looked like when it was done. The Babies R Us in West Hartford. Again, that was the more modern one. I did go through their trash over here at some point. There's my car to the right. Well, my old car, I don't have it anymore. That one was a little pricey. Got some shots of the exterior, and I loved that decorations on the outside, the heart, the star, the flower, the sun. I love that. Thought that was amazing. The sign was looking a little bit dated, though, as you could see there. Yeah, I did wind up going through their trash and finding, a manual. The unfortunate thing was it was raining, and I think I threw it out shortly after. I'm like, I'm not going to try and save this. So this is interesting. So there's a discount store called Ollie's Bargain Outlet, and they had this ad for Babies R Us laundry detergent. So apparently some of it went there, and that's probably because they manufactured it and it was still coming in from the supplier. Oh, yep. And then that carriage there. And I think we got, oh, yeah. So this is the one in Manchester, the Dick's Sporting Goods. Now, I loved that exterior. Like, I was losing it. Like, I wanted that. So here you'll see how little they actually remodeled it. But this is it empty. And I remember saying, I was calling my dad. I was like, man, I want to put a Babies R Us here, like a Babies Warehouse, because like there was no store like that near there. And I was like, I know people just go to like Target and Walmart and stuff, but like that store was the best. Like people need a place to go buy baby stuff. Like they had everything there. I know they put Buy Buy Baby in West Hartford, but I was shopping in there. I'm like, this one sucks. Like, there is nothing good in this one. Like, everything was overpriced. Like, I wouldn't buy anybody's kid this stuff. I'm going to go to Target and Walmart next time I got to buy baby stuff. It was all overpriced junk. But I love that Babies R Us stork. Like, amazing. Wish I had that sign. Just like the big triangle with the stork. It's so dated. Yeah, not the best pictures. I know. This one's a little bit better. But yeah, you can see the car seats, the strollers. Yeah, that's a really good shot in there. I wish I had more to show you guys. Oh, that was their trash. I did not dig through their trash, but I did take pictures to see what I could actually find. And I looked through the pictures. Like, I think there's a newspaper. I was trying to read the date. Yeah, this one here. I was trying to see like what date it was. But yeah, I did not touch any of that. And I think that's kind of ending the video. I just took more bad pictures there. Babies R Us. But they had a modern, like, Babies R Us sign, but everything else was dated, so I thought that was weird. Oh, this is the exterior of the West Hartford Toys R Us. So they had that R written there. Toys R Us is no longer open. There is their trash. Nothing good there. Now, yeah, there's some weirdness. Yeah, that parking lot was terrible, actually. That back parking lot. This was July 13th. I went over there just to look at it. Yeah, the parking lot was in bad shape. I did find this, which I thought was weird. The West Hartford Kid. And that was on their delivery door. Oh, yeah, just more of the signs, but this one I thought was really cool. I'm glad this is in here. So this is something that they found in like the back of the wall, hidden behind a wall for 35 years. How cool is this thing? I would have totally bought that and taken that. That is so rad. So you can see where it was in the wall. So I think they found it when they were taking down stuff. That thing is amazing. Like, I would not have paid, you know, big money for it, but I would have bought it for something. Another cool sign that people were finding some cool stuff they were digging out of the back. Toys R Us, Jeffrey the Giraffe, extremely rare vintage sign. More like beat vintage signs. And you're just seeing people like on eBay posting like, look what I did. I just thought that was funny. Exit only, $2,500. You're not getting that for that. I'm sorry. That looks a bit more modern. That's a vintage bag. People were bidding on that. I wouldn't pay that for a vintage bag, but that's just me. And it looks like that is the end of the video. That is unfortunately it for today's video. Well, kind of video. But let me know, again, down in the comments what your favorite Toys R Us or Babies R Us memory is. And yeah, I wish we could just like make a time machine and go back to the Toys R Us from the 90s that we remember. Go buy a Super Nintendo, a Nintendo 64, PlayStation, Sega Genesis, some old Game Boys, some Pokemon brand new in the box. Like, that would be nice. Like, I would really like that. But unfortunately, we can't do that, so it'll live in our hearts forever. All right, everyone. Bye for now and take care, and I'll see you all soon.